Good morning, everybody, and happy Saturday. It's Saturday for me here anyway in Perth, Western Australia. It is Belinda Byfield here, coming live from my bed on this rainy Saturday morning here in Perth. If you are on here live with me, drop a 1. If you're catching the replay, drop a 2. And I want to do a video today and share with you the 3 things I'm going to be doing this weekend for my personal growth. I 100% believe in always investing into yourself. You always want to be going to that next level personally in your mindset, because our mindset is the most expensive piece of real estate that we own. And so it's important that we protect it and that we invest into it. So I have 3 specific things I'm doing this weekend. I'm going to share that with you, and I'd love you to join me. So as you come on, let me know you're here, say hi, let me know where you're watching from, and if you're watching the live or the replay, 1 for live, 2 for replay. So my current read right now, which is where I've gotten these 3 things that I'm going to be doing this weekend for my personal growth, is High Performance Habits by Brendon Burchard. If you don't have this book yet, oh my gosh, you need to get it. You can either order it and get the hard copy. It's a pretty deep, heavy book, or you can listen to it for free on his podcast. So he actually has a podcast, The Brendon Burchard Show. It is awesome, and he actually reads the book on one of his podcasts. So make sure you go and check that out. Hey Jude from New Zealand. It's cold here, and I know it's probably cold there for you as well. So Brendon Burchard is a high performance coach, and this book, I've got several of his books. This would be my favorite book of Brendon's, and he has 6 high performance habits that he trains people on and coaches people on in how to be a 5 out of 5 in each of those high performance habits. And the first one is clarity. When we have clarity about who we are, but who we want to be, who we want to become, what life we want to create, it creates a ripple effect and overall happiness in so many different areas of our lives. And the first exercise in this book is what I'm going to share with you. And if you want to take part in it and join me this weekend, I would love you to. So if you want to do it once I've read it out, or you can just commit to it now, just put challenge accepted, and we can do this together. So for those of you that have been following me for a while, you know I'm a highlighter. I love to highlight, so with my pink highlighter. So this is the exercise that he gets each of his personal, like who he coaches personally in high performance coaching. This is one of the first exercises he gets them to do, and that's what I'm doing this weekend. And as I said, you can join me. So first one, number 1, all right, is describe how you've perceived yourself in the following situations over the past several months with your significant other, at work, with the kids, your team, in social situations with strangers. So over the last few months, when you've interacted with your spouse, with your kids, with your colleagues at work, with strangers, with your team, in all of those situations, who were you? How do you perceive yourself in those situations? So we need to think about that, write them down. Second part to it, so that's step 1, is look at the past few months. How do you perceive yourself in all those different types of situations and interacting with other people, how you showed up, who you were. And then the second part to that is now ask yourself, is that who I really see myself being in the future? How would my future self look, feel, and behave differently in those situations? So simple, but mind-blowing at the same time, right? So those situations that you've just looked at in step 1 over the past few months, how you've interacted with others, how you perceive yourself, if you were the best version of you in the future, how how would you be in those situations? How would you have shown up? How would you have served more? How would you have interacted? How would you have spoken life into other people? So remember, asking yourself, is that who I really see myself being in the future? And then number 3, which is probably going to take the most amount of work, is if you could describe yourself in just 3 aspirational words that would sum up who you are at your best in the future, what would those words be? Why are those words meaningful to you? Once you find your words, put them in your phone as an alarm label that goes off several times a day. So choosing 3 aspirational words that best describe your best future self. And once you've come up with those 3 words, set an alarm in your phone that goes off several times a day, reminding you of those words. See, I'm only on chapter 3, but it's only habit 1 at the moment, which is clarity, or seeking clarity. And what I love in the book is he gives so many examples of people that he's actually coaching, the situation that they find themselves in, how they're feeling, and what he does with them to sort of get them to the next level, and the exercises he has them do. And this one particular lady, Kate, that he's talking to in the book, she has it all, right? She's got a high 6-figure paying job. She's retired her husband, so her husband stays home with the kids. They have an amazing house in an amazing area. For a woman in her industry where she works, she's like one of the most successful women there. So she has it all. She has awesome friends. Her friends are bragging about her, how they can't believe that she does it all. But she's broken inside because she's stopped visualizing her future self. She's stopped growing into the person that she wants to become, because right now it's good already, right? Have you ever found yourself in that situation? Life's good, so you stop stretching. If that's you, this is the exercise that you want to do. I'm going to be doing it over the weekend. If you want to do it with me, jot down challenge accepted in the comments. And as you come up with your 3 aspirational words, let me know what they are as well. If you're too nervous to share it in this live feed, then you can always private message me what your 3 aspirational words are. I'm going to put a lot of thought and time into coming up with mine, because I'm going to have that alarm set on my phone to remind me several times throughout the day. Brendan's 3 words he actually has engraved on a bracelet that he wears every day. He's a live, love, matter. And that's what drove him, over 20 years to become the successful entrepreneur and high performance coach that he is today. So if you haven't got this book already, make sure you order it. High Performance Habits by Brendon Burchard. The hard copy is awesome, but you can also listen to his podcast, and he does have a podcast where he reads the book High Performance Habits. It's a big book, but it's totally worth it. Someone messaged me on Instagram the other day saying that they bought this book a while ago, hadn't read it because they were sort of overwhelmed with how not fluffy it was. You can read some personal development books and they're fluffy, they make you feel good temporarily, but there's nothing tangible in it for you to apply to your life. Whereas this is the complete opposite. It is not fluffy, it is scientifically backed through decades of clinical research, and there's exercises in it for you to apply to get the result. So it's not the type of book that's an easy read, but I absolutely love it, and I love the exercises that are in it. So I look forward to doing that challenge with those of you that want to do it with me over this weekend. And I really think that if you feel like you're stuck in any area of life, it doesn't have to be in business, in relationships, in finances, in health. It can, be work, non-work related, wherever you feel stuck. This exercise and seeking clarity and looking at the past few months and seeing how you perceive yourself showing up in the world, and then imagining your best future self in those same situations, who would they be? And then coming up with the aspirational words that match that and reminding yourself of that every day, because you don't just become that person 10 years from now. You become that person every single day. You actually need to live into it. It's be, do, have, not have, do, be, right? We've got to be the person first, do the things that that person does, and then we will have what that person has. So if you're in and you're going to do this challenge with me, drop challenge accepted. Again, if you're watching live, drop me a number 1. If you're watching the replay, drop me a number 2. And if you want to share your 3 aspirational words with me as you've gone through this process yourself, my inbox is always open. You can private message me, and I will share mine in this feed of this video when I've come up with them over the weekend. As I said, I'm going to put a lot of thought and time into coming up with the right words for myself, and I'm excited to do it as well. So whatever you have planned this weekend, make it a great one. If I've added any value to you whatsoever over the last however many minutes, drop me a love heart below so I know that what I'm sharing is adding value to your life, because that's one of my biggest missions. But have an incredible weekend, and I will see you all next time. Bye.